Hello, thank you for clicking on my first YouTube channel, and in about a minute you will see 4 different piles of tarot cards, and I will have you meditate on those. But for now I just wanted to say thank you. This is my first YouTube video, so if I seem a bit odd or weird or it's something you haven't seen before, that is because this is my first time ever uploading a YouTube video. So if you do feel like this resonates, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, or even one of those. I'd be super appreciative. And yeah, if you comment wanting more content or videos, I will surely love to upload another one for you. However, before we start, I just want to say everyone has free will. So if one of these piles does seem to resonate with you, it is very possible that any of it could change, because if you were to do something drastic, because this is a June 2020 reading, if you were to do something drastic in the middle of the month that's totally different from your usual type of personality thinking, then this will totally change your divine path in life. However, if you keep the same energies as you kind of had going through in May, this reading will be a good indicator as to how your June 2020 month will turn out, or what continuing energies you will keep with you during the next month, and what energies would be good for you to change to make it a more positive 2020, or the mindsets you might need to step out of or step into, depending on how the reading goes. Yeah, so before you see the little video clip of the 4 decks of cards, or sorry, not decks, the 4 piles of cards, I just wanted to point out, the best way to select a pile, because obviously I ask that you pick with your intuition and not with your mind or your eyes, but the way I like to pick tarot piles whenever I search up tarot readings or pick the cards myself is, I learned this from my grandmother actually, who used to be a tarot reader as well. So put your hand over the card, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths beforehand. So take a few deep breaths, think about the cards, and depending on the context of the question, so if it's a June 2020 reading, I ask that you think about the question, how will my June 2020 go? And so take a few deep breaths, say that question, keep saying that in your mind or asking that, and then run your hands along the piles, and whichever feels warmest under your touch or feels like it's pulling your hand towards it, I would tell you to pick that one. However, like I said, if there's a certain way you like to use your intuition to pick which pile, then by all means do it your way. I'm not trying to tell you which pile to pick. That is all up to you. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. But yeah, let's get on with the video. Okay, so these are the 4 piles I have for your June 2020 reading. Here we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. And I will let you get situated. I'll leave this up here for a few seconds in order for you to take a few deep breaths and meditate on them. However, I just want to say again, everyone has free will. So if you find your pile isn't resonating with you, or if you had 2 different piles, I suggest clicking both timestamps, because there might be an important message, or you might feel certain bits resonate for one pile, and if you were drawn to a second pile, certain parts of that part of the video might resonate with you as well. So if none of it resonates with you, then maybe this just isn't the video you were meant to see today. However, I will hopefully be posting more videos very soon, so maybe that pile might call out to you more, or it might resonate with you. And again, everyone has free will, so if you don't like what your pile is saying for today, just know you can definitely change that. However, if you find you really like the pile you have, and if you keep going with your energies how they are, then it gives you a brief idea of what energies you want to bring into 2020 and how to keep those going. So I'll leave this up here for a few more seconds, and then I will start with pile number 1. Okay, so we're going to begin with pile number 1, which is this pile over here to the left. So let's start with your oracle cards because those are what I have first. So we have environmentalism, and then 2 fairy cards. We have believe in magic and stargazing. Okay, so let me just put these more to the bottom here. Okay. And then for your tarot, we have the 9 of Wands. And let me put this back up further. There we go. Okay, so environmentalism, believe in magic, stargazing, 9 of Wands, the Fool, the 7 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. Okay. So, let me just take a second to see what we have for you, pile number 1. Okay, 9 of Wands, the Fool, the 7 of Cups. Okay, so for you, pile number 1, what I'm getting, especially because you have your oracle cards here that say environmentalist, believe in magic, stargazing, and don't get me wrong, I know we're in quarantine and all of that. However, I feel like there might be some sort of travel coming up for you guys in the month of June, and obviously because if in your countries you haven't had the option opened back up to go travel because of this quarantine and the virus, I'm getting that you might be thinking about places to travel this summer or in the next few months coming up, because here we have the 9 of Wands, and what this is about is it's about perseverance or inner strength and finding courage to do things. However, with the 9 of Wands, it's more mental. So it's about finding the strength in yourself almost, or finding determination, but it's also about guarding something. And just because of the oracle cards, the reason I say I think it is about traveling or going on an adventure, so with this quarantine, it could be adventure, because of the Fool, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Wands. What, to me, this represents more of the adventure aspect. And so, it could also be something that you've been guarding with a lot of strength, something you've been thinking about doing, and you've been guarding this idea for a long time. Because this is the first card of the spread, and it's your month of June energy that I'm trying to channel here. With the 9 of Wands, it's more of the energies you're bringing in from May as well. So with the 9 of Wands, there's something you have been thinking about since May that you're still thinking about. You're still bringing it up in your head. You're still guarding that idea. You still have a lot of energy and passion towards this idea, if you will. And with the Fool, I feel like there's going to be something that just totally catches you off guard. So this idea or this thing that you're very passionate about that you've brought in from May is definitely going to throw you off track. Because the Fool is all about change, but the thing with the Fool is it's happy change most of the time, or that's what I get from this card, because you have the Sun. And the thing about the Fool is he's always smiling, but he's walking off the edge, but he's smiling about it. So what I get from this 9 of Wands is if this is a negative type of energy you're bringing in from the month of May, something's going to happen and it's going to change everything for you. And what this could also be representative of is some regulations in your country could be taken off. And now, okay, sorry, one thing that just came to me is, for you, pile number 1, I'm getting that you are more outgoing people. And if this isn't the case, like I said, take everything with a grain of salt. However, you like to be around people, or you have a very fiery energy, which would make sense because you have the fire signs right at the beginning and right at the end. And with the Fool, if some of these regulations are taken off, you have this brand new change coming up. And with the 7 of Cups, well, now you have all of these new things to look forward to, or there's so much more things you can do. And it's almost like you have all this choice now and all this opportunity. However, now you're just overwhelmed with all these choices. And if regulations haven't been lifted, what it could also mean is that, so if this isn't about travel, or if you find yourself more introverted, as much as I think this might be about more extroverted people, it could also be about something that you're passionate about, a hobby, or some sort of thing or idea related to your job that you've been really trying to protect. And like some people say, it's almost like you're planting a seed that you're waiting for it to blossom. And so with this 9 of Wands, what it could also mean is that this is really going to take off in the month of June, and something beautiful is going to blossom. You're going to have to stop blocking it. And one more thing I picked up on, if this has to do with an idea that you've been having, if you're wanting to start something, or if you just had this really amazing idea in the month of May or a past month and you've been keeping it to yourself, the Fool just means that there's going to be a big change in the month of June for you. But I'm definitely getting that this is a very positive change. And with the 7 of Cups, it's going to present you with many new opportunities, and it could be a lot of new types of change for the month of June. However, it's going to be good change because you're going to be surrounded with a bunch of new things you've never had before. And with the 8 of Wands, all of these things that you've been trying to protect, or these ideas that you've been trying to protect in May or past months, they're going to take off rapidly because, and this could be where I was getting the extroverted types of people from, because you've been having all this inner strength and this perseverance with trying to keep everything to yourself. Now you have this new change where you're allowed to tell everybody about it, because in June, I feel there's going to be a lot of success for you. And with the 8 of Wands, it's going to take off rapidly. And the reason, again, that I say it could be an adventure, so maybe this idea that you had was traveling somewhere or in a new adventure. And because there's a lot of travel cards with the 8 of Wands, the Fool, they're both representative of movement. And so what it could also mean is, in terms of travel again, it could just mean you have a lot of ideas of where you want to travel. You could have been saving up a lot of money in order to go somewhere. And I feel like travel is a big part of it. You people, whether or not are extroverted, you have a lot of passion for seeing things, and you like to get out and see the world because you have environmentalist. And let me just read these. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. And believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. With the stargazing, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. And to just kind of bring these oracle cards together, believe in magic. It's like you want to see the beauty that life has to offer. And so if you can't get out of your house more next month, you could have a bunch of new ideas about where to go. And this could be about your business, if it's been about a business, whatever this idea you had in May, just know it's going to be very successful in June, as long as you're open to change and you are able to make choices when it comes down to it. Because there's really no bad things about your pile, which is it's a really good pile. And with the stargazing, just make sure you are also relying on your intuition, and it could just be a reminder you have to look at things sometimes at night. There's more of a veil covering things, and that's more of the moon card in tarot, but it's kind of representative of the stargazing as well, because you have the moon. But stargazing, just make sure you're not just thinking all with your head, or you're not thinking with the excitement of the moment, because sometimes when you get so excited about something, maybe this idea or this business you're trying to create, or this journey you're trying to take in June, you're just so excited about it, and it's bringing all this new change that you've never had before. You're so overwhelmed by all these options, and you're just ready to go, that you're not just going with things in the spur of the moment. You sit back, you think about them, but you also listen to your intuition, because this is important. However, no matter what type of change it is, and the major things that I want you, pile number one, the people who picked pile number one, to remember for June 2020, is that no matter what change this brings, it'll be a good change, something you've probably never seen before, that it will lead you to experience the world. And the other thing is, with the Seven of Cups, I feel like you're going to see the world in a way you've never seen it before. You're going to get new perspectives on life. However, this will all help you in the long run with whatever idea you've been protecting, you've been guarding, and now all of this inner strength you've been protecting to keep this idea secret, it's finally going to be let out, and you're going to be enjoying a more extroverted side of yourself. Introverted or not, you have all this opportunity in front of you. Maybe it's about making new friends as well. However, just know it's all going to turn out successful. And just remember, intuition is important as well. But just make sure that whatever you're doing, you're gaining that new perspective, and you're going to get new experiences in terms of what life is all about. And this change will be good for you. Let's see if I can pick up on anything else. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling a lot of fire energy, like I said before. So if you're a Sagittarius or an Aries, or you are... Yeah, so Aries, Sagittarius, and I'm going to put the last one on the bottom of the screen, because for some reason I just cannot remember what the third fire sign is at the moment. And yeah, I just feel like in June you're going to be pouring your heart, soul, and just all your passion into something, and it's going to bring a lot of change, but good change, and a lot of success. Just remember, what comes with opportunity is a need to make the right choices. And even if you can't make the right choices, don't become too overwhelmed with all of the choices that are present in your life. And just remember, there's probably going to be a need for travel somewhere next month. So that is all the energy I'm getting. Let me see if there's anything else I can pick up on. yeah, so I think that is what everything I'm getting from pile number 1. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. And if you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. However, pile number 1, I hope, regardless of the pile, even though this turned out really well, that you bring some positive energies into the month of June in the year 2020. And yes, thank you. Bye. And next we have pile number 2. So let me grab these, let me spread them out. Okay, so for your oracle cards, let's see. We have school. We have lost and found. Interesting, between the school and the lost and found. We have inspiration. This is interesting. The Ace of Swords. Okay, very interesting. We have death. And if you're new to tarot, this is not a bad card, so bear with me until we get to the start of the reading. 6 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Okay, this is an interesting spread. Pile number 2 you picked. Okay, so let me go over them one more time. So we have school. Let me just sort them out so they're easy for everyone to see. Okay, let me just put those on. Okay, so we have school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Okay, I just got a weird message from this one, but I'll get to that in a minute. And we have inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. And then we have Ace of Swords. What I find interesting is the Ace of Swords is right on top of the school card. And then we have death, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Cups. And I just wanted to repeat them one more time, not only for you, but also for my own sanity. Okay, so let me just take a second to meditate and feel these cards and channel pile number 2's energy. Okay, so for pile number 2, there's 2 major things I'm actually picking up on here, 2 major energies. So obviously we have the school card, which makes sense with the Ace of Swords. However, the other interesting thing I picked up on during this reading is that someone might be returning into your life because of the lost and found, and what I'm getting is a person. However, because we have the 2 of Cups, I see it as maybe it could be an ex, or it could be a friend that's coming back into your life. I feel like it's an old friend, or an ex, or someone you used to know, or maybe romantic feelings had been on. Maybe there were romantic feelings involved with this person. And with the 2 of Cups, I feel like this person might be coming back into your life. But because we have the school and we have the inspiration card, yeah, so there's a lot of energy going on for this one. So I want to start off with the school. So let's go back to that part of this first. So with the school, because it says the answer that you're seeking involves going to school, if you are somebody who had maybe after high school just went into business and that was that, this could be your call to maybe attend some classes at your local university or college, or it could just mean that you might need to brush up on some facts, if you will. But the Ace of Swords is like new beginnings, and because we have death as well and the inspiration, taking some classes or studying more in your free time And this could really be about anything. I'm not getting anything in particular. However, with the inspiration card, in the month of June, you might have a calling, that something that you're very passionate about learning about, whether this is a new language, or just something you like to learn about. But I'm just going to use languages as an example. If there's been a language that you've been thinking about going back to school to study, or thinking about taking a class online, or going and finding some online websites, I think this would be very beneficial for you. And learning more things or strengthening your mind is something I just got. So by strengthening your mind, whether that's by taking a class, but it's just by learning school, the answer that you're seeking. So there might be something that's weighing on your mind, and to get some clarity, because the Ace of Swords, this might have been weighing on your mind, or there's just been something that you've been wanting to learn about, get some answers for. It's not necessarily that you have to go back to school. However, talking to somebody that you think is quite intelligent, or someone who has a lot of wisdom that you enjoy talking to, someone who has very good perspectives about the world, it would be very beneficial to go and talk to these people. Talk to your friends, learn more about things, and this is going to help you gain clarity about something. It's just a new beginning in general. But the Ace of Swords is all about intellect. And because we have death, there's going to be a very big transformation in June. So, and because this is May, I see this, the first card of these spreads, I see more as energies coming in from May to June. So there might be something you're studying, and I haven't even touched on if you're a student right now. So if you are a student, this could be about the summer coming in, so all this learning you've been doing, it's going to take a break with the death card. Things are coming to an end. However, the studying doesn't have to stop there. And I'm not trying to bore you, there's not going to be any more homework, maybe, because you're done exams. However, I'm a student myself, I get it. I don't know about learning in my summertime, but it's just about developing your skills. It's about owning in on your skills. So that's why I say, if there's something, a hobby you've been very passionate about, you've been wanting to strengthen, go for it. You are going to have a major transformation in June, and it's because of this new intellect that you've gained, these new skills that you've strengthened or that you've started to learn about, is going to give you a major transformation in June. And because we have the Six of Pentacles, this is going to turn you into a more generous person or a better person because of these skills that you're working on or you're learning about. And this transformation might give you some financial benefits, whether you might get it in your job, you might really be getting a better financial flow going on. The lost and found could also pertain to, you might be getting a bigger pay starting. But with the Two of Cups and the inspiration, I also feel like there might be a lover coming back into your life, or someone who means who means a lot to you. But I feel like this has been more of a long-term, this is a very good connection. It's a connection that runs deep within you. But I feel like once you learn these skills, and this is more the end of June energy, by the way. However, they are going to be very important to you, and they're going to be a big part of the inspiration you get. But this is also what I'm getting for the lost and found. And lost and found, don't get me wrong, it can also pertain to the skills that you're going to be working on. However, actually with the Six of Pentacles as well, it could mean you're going to get better finances, you're going to become a more generous person. But it could just also be about reconciliation. And so if it is an ex, or it is a best friend, you might have gotten off on the wrong foot, and the lost and found is about them coming back into your life and you strengthening this friendship or this relationship again. And this is going to inspire you. These skills that you've been working on are going to become a lot better. And so I think June for you, pile number 2, that rhymed. However, the biggest types of energies I'm getting for you, pile number 2, is sharpening your mind, owning in on the skills you already know, learning something you maybe don't know, but either focusing on skills that you want to strengthen, or learning something that you've been trying to learn or have thought about learning since near the end of May or during May. And it's going to be all about transformation for you, becoming a better person, learning to let go of past regrets with people that you know, and gaining an inspiration and more clarity from all of these troubles that you faced in the past. So, the advice in these cards is that because of working on becoming a more generous person and having people you might have not had the best relationship or friendship, you'll be strengthening that. This will transform you. And that is why with this School card, it's just about gaining more wisdom. The lost and found. Maybe it's about kindness you lost with a person that you've gained again. You've gained a better insight. You've transformed into this new, more courageous, more confident person, more generous. Maybe you're going to start looking into charities in June, or there's going to be more benefits financially, but it's just about becoming a better person. Learning that you have more things that could benefit others instead of everything just going into your own wallet, if you will. But it's about giving. Whether all you can give is kindness or not, that's up to you. But again, kindness at the end of the day, if that's all you can give, that's good, because you're going through a transformation during May. And death, yes, sometimes it means the end of something, but I don't get any ends of anything. I just feel like you're learning and you're transforming. So I don't think anything's necessarily going to die physically, emotionally, whichever way you think about it. I think there's only transforming, and there's going to be a rebirth within you. So, beautiful, beautiful cards for you, pile number 2. Like I say, whether or not you had a bad pile, I don't think any pile is a bad pile because you just learn from it. However, you guys don't seem to have a bad pile. Pile number 1 had a pretty good pile as well. But whether or not, I just want to say I hope you have a beautiful month of June. And if you really liked this reading, please like, comment, subscribe. I would really love to upload more videos for you if you want to listen. And so, yes, if some of it resonated, just take that. If some of it didn't, just don't think about that. However, take everything with a grain of salt. Everyone has free will, and I hope you have a blessed June. Thank you for listening. Bye, guys. Alright, hello lovely souls who picked pile number 3, which was this one right here. So let's see what we have for your oracle cards. So this is pile number 3 for June 2020. We have trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. Abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everyone. Music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Let me just move this down a tiny bit. 9 of Pentacles. Hermit. Okay. The Emperor. Alright, we have some major energies going on here for you, pile number 3. And the Star. Okay, so major energies in June 2020. Okay, so, and what I mean by major energies is, as you can see with the 9 of Pentacles, there is a number and there's a suit. With cards like these, the reason it's so, these types of cards are like everyday energies, things that don't have major energy shifts. With the Hermit and the Emperor and the Star, this is like major life-changing energy. And as you can see, there's only ever 2 words, the and then a keyword. So we have the Hermit, the Emperor, the Star, and then at the beginning we have 9 of Pentacles. So, okay, let me meditate on this for a second. Okay. So kind of what I'm getting right off the bat is that not this month, sorry, we're still in May, but next month for you, June, is going to be a month that is all about you. Whether it's self-reflection, self-care, it is a month that is representative of you. And with that, I will leave you with the question, because I haven't delved into this yet. If you have been taking a more self-care route the end of May, because we have the 9 of Pentacles, it's more independence and watching the seeds that you have planted grow, but knowing that a lot of it was done independently and watching the fruits of your own labor grow. And so in June, it can be a lot about independence for you. But the other thing, and in every pile, usually there is a challenging card. But in the way that I'm reading this one, or in the other piles, there wasn't necessarily a challenge card. However, when you read tarot, there's always different ways you can take things. And so with this one, what I'm trying to say is that self-care is very important. However, if at the end of May, you have found that you've been slowly turning into a self-reflection of yourself, it can also be in the way that it can be like a type of narcissism, if you will. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, if sometimes, because it's very easy to get confidence mixed up with arrogance. And yes, it is very important to say, oh, I look good today. I feel confident. I am proud of myself. Those are good things to say. However, if every time you put on a shirt, you're like, you know what? This shirt looks great on me. Because that's not true. Not every shirt looks good on one person. And so, if you found you've been taking a more arrogant path at the end of May, then maybe you want to do a self-reflection instead of turning it into a sort of self-care. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. But with the 9 of Pentacles, like I was saying, it's all about independence, going into your own type of luxury. This is about coming into yourself, watching the hard labor you put into something grow on your terms. And then we have the Hermit. And then we have the Emperor and the Star. So we have the Hermit right beside the 9 of Pentacles, which I'm getting there is in June, there's going to be a big need for independence for you. Now, I don't know if in May you've been surrounding yourself with friends. Well, I guess it's hard to say because of quarantine. However, if at night your friends are always messaging you for advice, and I don't know why I said at night, but if they're always messaging you for advice, or if people are always asking you to help them, you have to be there for yourself type of thing. So the Nine of Pentacles, in a way, it could be, now in the way that I'm reading this Nine of Pentacles, it's basically about watching your own self grow, your own independence grow. And what I'm trying to say is, if in May you've had a lot of people asking you for help, asking you for advice about their own problems, they're like, if they're involving you in all of their issues, or they're always asking you for help in solving their own problems, it's time for you to look at this and look that that's not your problem anymore. You have all of these things going for you. Now it's time to back away. And at the same time, maybe you are already more introverted or independent. This is also just about watching the things you have planted grow in the month of June. And because we have the Hermit, this independence is going to stay, and it's going to be a very prominent factor in June. Because it's right next to the Emperor, it's going to be more about getting in touch with your masculine side, is what I'm getting. The Nine of Pentacles has that more nurturing energy. However, it's still the independent. And because it's the Pentacles, I find there's always a little bit of a more masculine energy there regardless. Unless you have like the Queen of Pentacles. But the Nine of Pentacles, I find she's still a bit in touch with the masculine side of things. And so, because it's beside the Hermit, in the month of June, you will probably be going on a self-discovery journey, or just keeping to yourself, knowing that independence is important. And because it's beside the Emperor, it's going to be about doing things for yourself, taking care of yourself, having the discipline to know that it is okay to help other people, but to not let that consume you. And because it's beside the Star, this is all about inspiration. Doing things for yourself. Having a good balance between helping yourself and helping others. But this month is just all about self-discovery and gaining the independence for yourself. And now let's just take a look at the oracle cards real quick, because we have trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So just ignore the career path, because these oracle cards have to mostly do with career in general. The trust in yourself, because this journey you're going on, you have to start becoming more independent, or leaning towards your independent side, because at the end of June, you're going to come out of this hermit or this crab shell, or whatever that expression is. But it's in order, the reason you have to go on this journey is for you to learn how to trust yourself, rely on yourself. And with the abundance, and so let's just look at the abundance for now. And the Star card, these go together. Once you learn how to take care of yourself, and you can learn self-discipline and everything like that, things are going to have a beautiful balance for you. And it's going to inspire you. It's going to bring more sun into your life. It's going to bring abundance. That's really what I'm getting. When you go on the self-discovery journey and you learn this self-discipline and this loyalty, because the Emperor, like I said, it's about masculine energy. So maybe you find yourself very in touch with your feminine side, in terms of that you have a more nurturing energy, or you're very empathetic towards people. Not everyone should be empathetic, but more normally that's more feminine energy. With the Emperor, this could also be about going on self-discovery and learning how to, like I said, I keep saying more self-discipline. However, it could also be about learning to say no. It could be about taking charge, anything like that when you think of energy. And the other thing with Emperor, it's about being organized with things. Yeah, so it's about becoming organized. It's about finding your inner power. Now, Emperor can just represent power in general. However, because beside the Hermit and everything else, like I was saying, I think it's about finding your inner power. And with the Star, when you do this, this is going to be that light at the end of the tunnel. Now, that's always what I get with the Star card. It's that sun that you'll be finding, and this will be when you know you're coming to the end of your journey. And that is where you'll find your abundance. If you're unfamiliar with spiritual terms like abundance, it just means going on the self-discovering journey, learning how to take care of yourself properly, and stop, and I don't want to say stop concerning yourself, because it could be people dragging you into it as well. And that's why I find, even if you're a male and you're watching this, it's just about learning to take back that power, that control that you have, because you might have a lot of female energy and you're like, well, they could be going through a really rough time. What does it matter if I help them out just a little bit? Whoops, sorry, I dropped my phone almost there. And it's just about taking back that power for yourself, starting to be able to accomplish things without the interruptions. And with the Star, like I said, it's a hope. Sorry about that. I had to free some more space up on my phone. Where was I? I think it was with the Star, I think. Yeah, so with the Star, it's going to be about finding that hope for yourself and that light in your life. Knowing once you find the darkest parts of yourself and you find the wisdom on how to care for that side of yourself, because deep down we all have a dark side, but we also have that positive side as well. And when we find that dark side, we can start to apply that light to it, that Star, that light at the end of the tunnel, that hope. And so this is what I find. It's just, in June for you guys, it's a journey of self-discovery. And with the music, playing music or hearing music, and like the card says, through music, that is where you will find out more on the self-discovery path in June. However, it'll also be a way for you to connect with your spirit guides, your angels, whichever religious affliction you have. You probably have a very big connection with music, whether you play a certain instrument or you listen to music all the time. However, through music is where you'll find most of the connections made with spirit. Let's see. With the music as well, one thing I picked up on, try and listen to more upbeat music in June, because this can help you with this path or this journey you'll be taking in June next month, because it'll bring you more abundance, it'll help you with your trust, and it'll help you with the fruits of your labor growing for June, and it'll help you find some more light in your life. And while happier music could be associated with more feminine qualities, however, it could help with your masculine energy as well. So, but I feel like with music is where you will find messages about what concerns you with your divine life path. And so just be aware of that. And just to expand more on this, what I'm in terms of the signs and all of that, some people always see repeated numbers, 1111, 222, just just examples like that. However, for you guys, you might be very into music, and I can see that because of the abundance and the hermit and all of that. Music is a place where you feel safe. You rely on music. It helps you with your emotions. It helps you express yourself. And with the trust card, you trust the rhythms of music, if that makes sense. However, I feel like you will probably get what I'm trying to say with that because you feel very connected to music. And that is why music is a way for you to find signs from spirit. And for example, if you keep hearing the same lyrics all the time, or the same artist, the same song comes on when you're listening to the radio, just things like that. Just pay attention to that, because this will help you with this journey, the self-discovery journey you're going to take next month. Let's see. Pay attention to dreams as well. I just saw the dreams word on this trust card very popped out at me, especially with the hermit. So make sure you're listening into your intuition. Listen to your intuition, and just respect inner wisdom, because it's important. And one more thing with the hermit and the emperor, intuition is important, but the only other thing I want to say is that in June, it's going to also be about, in the balance. Yes, the balance. In June, it's going to you have to try and initiate a balance between your intuitive side, your emotional side, with your logical and analytical side. And that was, I think, the last message that I have for you, pile number 3, or the people who picked it. However, yes, one other thing, I think. By following this path, it'll lead you with more riches coming into the new month of July. But yeah, I think that is all I have for you today, pile number 3. For the people who picked this pile, I hope most of it resonated with you, and if not, hopefully at least a little bit of it did. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm hoping to upload more content like this in the future, so if you wish for that, like I said, please like, comment, or subscribe, because I really appreciate it. And yes, that is all I have for you, people who picked pile number 3. Either way, all the piles that I've read so far have seemed quite positive. But yeah, please have a blessed June, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Okay, and last but not least, we have group number 4. However, before I start this, I just want to say, in the middle of pile 3, my phone accidentally, the video cut off because I had to, my storage was getting too full, so I just wanted to say, if this one cuts out, I do apologize. I have to get rid of some storage on here because apparently I have too many videos and photos saved already. So without further ado, let me get into this. So let me turn it this way. So what is in store for you for the month of June 2020? So we have crystals. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for your healing energy. We have find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. Interesting. Crystals, find balance. Healing. Okay, wow. So there's a very powerful connection here with the oracle cards already. But anyways, healing. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. Okay, before I start with the tarot, I just wanted to point out, sorry, there's a lot of energy I'm getting right now for you, pile number 4. I feel that you might need to find balance and heal a bit yourself for next month. But with the crystals, and yes, even you have the natural ability to heal others, you can try using crystals to help other people. I don't know if maybe you have a bit of an empath ability here. However, if not, crystals might be a big deal for you in June, so just keep that in mind next month. Look into getting some crystals, because this will help with healing. So we have for tarot the Three of Cups, and I'll actually show it. I don't think I have Three of Cups. We have the Tower. Okay. We have, we have the Six of Swords. Okay. And we have the Moon. Okay. So let me see. Okay, so the Tower and the Moon are going to be representative of major shifts and changes in the month of June for you. Three of Cups, Six of Swords are still important. However, they won't be as life-changing, if you will, as the Tower and the Moon. Okay, so Three of Cups. So with every other pile I've done today, this one, I say, in the spread or the type of way I'm reading these, Three of Cups is kind of what you're taking in from the past month. And with the Three of Cups, that's actually a very exciting card. So I think, from what I'm seeing, the month of May might have been quite exciting for you, or you've just celebrated something. Maybe you have been talking a lot with your friends, or there's been a makeup with a group of friends or family. Anyway, I feel like there has been some healing going on in May. If not healing, there's just been celebrating of some kind. Maybe you just had a birthday, or you've been celebrating an event important to someone close to you. But then we have the Tower. So this is interesting because it is just after the Three of Cups. So I'm getting the feeling that there's going to be a very personal or close relationship that you have with someone that is just going to be shaken up. And with the Three of Cups, that's why before I think I said you might have just made up with someone or healed a past or broken relationship or something. And this could be something else. It might not be in terms of a relationship. However, the way, and this could just be a message for some of you, because sometimes when you channel piles, there could be a message for a certain person that clicks on the video that is meant to hear this. However, you, whether it's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member, a best friend, someone close to you that you at least thought you were close to, could just go out on a whim and say, you know what, I'm sick of our friendship, I'm sick of this relationship I have with you. And everything you thought you knew, or every person, or this person you thought you might have loved, has just totally dropped the hammer, if you will, on your friendship or your relationship. And because of the healing, the fine balance, this has taken a big toll on you mentally, especially with the Six of Swords here. The good news is, okay, well first I'm going to say the bad news, because good news is always better to hear. The bad news is this friendship or this person or whatever it is that was very close to you, or the thing you were celebrating in May, it is going to come to an end. It is crumbling down. You have basically been flung into the water. Like, it is on fire now. Unfortunately, not in a good way. I gotta say, I feel really sorry for you, because this change, I think in pile 1 they had the Fool. I think it was pile 1, and that's usually about innocence and new beginnings and change, but in a good way. However, the Tower, and I'm not trying to ruin your month of June, especially if it was exciting with 3 of Cups. However, just know, be ready. Well, I guess you can never be ready because this is unexpected change, but just be ready to catch yourself when you fall, because I don't think it's a matter of if you fall, it'll probably be a matter of when. So just make sure there's a net under you to catch you. And I'm really sorry, like, I'm not trying to be like, your June's going to suck. No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just reading what the cards are telling me. I'm trying to channel this. What sucks, actually, is that this pile is probably, and I don't want to say most negative pile that I'm reading today, and I told you I wouldn't say, oh, it's going to suck either. I'm just saying the only thing that really sucks is that this is probably the most negative pile, but the good news is tarot always has advice. And with the 6 of Swords, that is your way of healing right there. So, I'm sorry I'm out of breath because there's so much stuff I'm trying to tell you. But with the Tower, yeah, so there's going to be chaos of some sort, some disrupted change that's just going to sweep you off your feet, but, like, not in a loving way, in a worse way, but it's going to be very unexpected. But I feel like it's going to be something you would have never expected because it was such a loving or close thing to you. With the 6 of Swords, I sense some sort of mental healing or going across, it's cutting off. I sense some sort of mental healing, some transition out of the rougher waters into calmer waters. With these people here could be representative of people like your friends, or family, whoever is supporting you after this breakup of this celebration with whomever it was you had a closer personal friendship relationship with, and they're going to be there to support you. And with the Find Balance card, again, if you notice the 6 of Swords, they have 3 swords on one side of the boat, 3 on the other, and this is representative of the balance as well. After this disruption or this shock, it's important that you're letting your mind rest, and especially because this is representative of the mental healing, you might feel like you're going crazy because you would have never expected this horrible, or I don't want to say horrible, I'm trying to make this positive, but sometimes, like tarot, it just tells you what you need to hear and not always what you want to hear. But yeah, the 6 of Swords is just going to a safer spot where you feel supported, and that's away from rough waters. The only thing with the Moon, okay, so the Moon is usually about confusion or illusion, and so with the Moon, how do I want to say this? So with the 6 of Swords, you will be going to a safer, better spot, and you will start to heal mentally. However, I feel like for the rest of June, it's just going to be a very confusing month. You're going to feel lost, but that is okay, because in the month of June, if you experience this sudden shock, this is just a reminder. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to have illusions. And any wisdom that you would pick up on next year, try and make sure it's more intuitive. Try and think in a more wise way than logic, if that makes sense, or more spiritually, if you will, than logically. But it's also, this is just a reminder. It's almost going to feel like a veil is slowly starting to uncover before your eyes. So July, I feel like in July you're going to kind of have this more transformed way of looking at things. This veil is going to like be more pulled back. You'll be able to see more clearly slowly. you'll be able to see more clearly starting in July, but for the rest of, or for June, just try and take it easy, because it's all about picking yourself back up. And yes, like, a veil is slowly starting to uncover itself before you, because what you thought you knew wasn't what was really happening. And this is something that's a big shock. It's something really hard to go through. And so with the moon, try not make any hasty decisions. Really listen to your intuition. Listen to the wisdom that's being presented to you. Try and find a balance with your activities. Make sure you're sleeping, make sure you're getting good rest, make sure you're eating. Try and eat like healthier foods. Like, find the balance you need in your life to keep going. Find the balance between healing and physically and mentally, and that's where the Find Balance card comes in. However, with the healing card here, it's really just going to, I think, beginning to middle of June, it's going to be a big shock. And this, I really feel the middle of June is when the shock will happen. If it's a huge shock, it'll probably happen in the middle, and then the transition, the mental healing, and then to a better place, and then the veil that's being lifted will start to slowly start to unravel the end of May, or the end of June, and that's when this healing process is going to happen. With the crystals, look into crystal healing. Crystals can provide you with some healing energy. It can help you get back on your feet. You might be into crystal healing as it is. Reiki might be important. Let's see. Also, exercise. Anything that you feel benefits you mentally or physically will be a tremendous help into getting you into a better spot near the end of June. But I feel crystals are very important to you, or they will help you heal in June, whether or not you're into crystals or the energy that surrounds crystals. I would just look into it, because it might help you with your balance. And it could also be, maybe you've never been into crystals before, but Spirit has a funny way of showing you things, and you might find yourself randomly attracted to some sort of crystal or rock, or just think minerals in general. Anything that kind of concerns itself with that type of thing, just keep an open eye for in June. But unfortunately, I wish it was a better reading. Again, like I tell every other pile, take everything with a grain of salt. There's some major energies going on for you in this next month. So just remember, mental, physical health is important. So make sure you take care of yourself. Balance between work, rest, play, everything like that. So hopefully you enjoyed this reading. I know it might not be the most way to enjoy a reading, but I hope this might be an eye-opener. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's all I have for you guys for pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please leave a comment or like or subscribe. If you would like to see more content, I would love to upload for you guys. Yeah, so that is all I have for you, pile number 4, for the month of June. But hopefully it's been an eye-opener, or yeah, just hopefully some of it resonated with you. But yeah, that is all I have for you, pile number 4. Thank you for listening, and try and have a blessed June, a blessed next month. So thank you. Bye.